evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we're going to talk about Raw this week. Was in Providence, Rhode Island, and this episode of Raw was very gut-wrenching. And not gonna even lie to you folks, it was very sad and very gut-wrenching all around. And now before we get into it, I do want to talk about the big highlights over the past week, you know, some of the wrestling news that has been circling around the water cooler, if you will. This past weekend, as of the weekend, try and get my words right, damn it. This past weekend, NWA held their 70th anniversary show. Willie Mack is now the inaugural NWA National Champion. Congratulations to him. Also, really big props to the NWA for making the title look like the old vintage US title. 2, Nick Aldis, who I consider to be hands down the luckiest man in the world because of on who he's fucking married to, beat Cody Rhodes in the 2 out of 3 falls match and is now the NWA World Champion again. Where this leads from here, who knows, but either way. Those were the big things. Other than that, you know, there were rumors circulating and such saying that John Cena and Daniel Bryan were threatening to pull out of being at Crown Jewel because of the whole Saudi thing. And honestly, I don't see John making that kind of an idle threat, especially at this point, since he's starting to come near the end of his career. And also, I don't see Bryan, he could, but I don't know. Part of me is thinking he might not have, he didn't just because, he wouldn't because more so he just got back in, and I'm pretty sure he's not looking to go and get put in the, well, if you're not going to fucking work with us, you're going to work over here pile, basically, you know, and be fed shit every night. And not only that, he's a fucking family man. He's gonna do what he needs to provide for his wife and his kid. So yeah. That said though, I vaguely brought it up last week, but I'll bring it up again about with the whole Saudi thing. People saying they should cancel Crown Jewel, they should, they shouldn't. Here's my take. And I'm not saying I'm for or against either way. I don't have enough information on both sides to be able to make a decisive opinion. But I will say this. If you're going to go and try and cancel Crown Jewel this close to it, that's going to be like canceling WrestleMania 2 to 3 weeks out, moving it from New York to LA. Are you telling me that's going to be fucking physically possible to be able to do that? That's the point that I'm getting at. Now, with that said, let's get into Raw. Very heartfelt and very emotional opening. Roman Reigns, he's coming out very much so out of character. He's in jeans, a black t-shirt, his hair's all bunned up, you know. Did have a nice watch on though, so I give him credit for that. He comes out and he shoots straight with us. And I say us as in the fan base that was watching. You know, not coming to us as Roman Reigns, but as Joe. And he said, you know, he's been saying for the past year or so on how he's been wanting a title and he's going to be a fighting champion, defend it day in, day out, be a workhorse and all that, but unfortunately he can't. He was told 11 years ago he was diagnosed with leukemia, and it's back. I wish I was reading dialogue for a TV show right now on this, but this is real life right here. And he had to relinquish the title because he has to go and do what he has to take care of himself. It's a scary thought, you know. I've had family that has had cancer. It is a scary time. It's scary all around. My heart goes out to him, his wife, his daughter, all of his family, anyone that's related to that fucking Anoa bloodline right now. Just, my heart goes out to them, you know. Yeah, if you're religious, throw some Hail Marys, some prayers his way. If not, throw some good vibes his way. But either way, it's fucking sad to hear when somebody has to do that. You know? He came out, he did that, and he said point blank, this wasn't a retirement speech. It's not a retirement speech. He said himself, he's going to come back, he kicked cancer's ass once, he'll come back, do it again. And when he comes back, he's going to make sure he does it. And it's not going to be for titles, it's not going to be for chasing glory. It's to prove a point and to show that he's, you know, here for all of us. And big thing, you know, as he did that, he started to go up the ramp. Seth and Dean came out, they gave him a big hug. They did the shield thing. You could see Seth literally wiping tears off of his face from it. It's, like I said, it was fucking emotional. Alright, so, as they say though, the show must go on, and so no matter what it is. And first match tonight, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley, and I gotta tell you, I'm liking on how Lio Rush is now being like the mouthpiece for Lashley. He was like that missing link, and not saying that Lashley missed something, but Bobby in and of himself is a hell of a main event guy. He was fucking killing it when he was the TNA World Champ. But Leo on him, it's like supercharging a supercharged engine, basically. You know? It's... And running joke is now, I'm just waiting for Leo to go and yell onto the microphone that he's going to be as unstoppable as Kobe in a hotel room, like that fucking dude AW did, where he lasted for like one night. But yeah, Lashley, you know, for the most part of this match, he was pretty much dominating it, as you would expect, you know. A guy his size going against Finn Balor, that'd be like Brock Lesnar going against Zack Sabre Jr. As much as I love Zack Sabre Jr., you look at that on paper, you know, most people will say, oh, Zack will wind up putting him in the lock and do this and this and this. Put that in real life, motherfucker, Brock Lesnar's gonna pick him, gonna rip the meat off his bones and use his bones for a toothpick. Guy's fucking big enough to. But yeah. Yeah, but very good, nice, dominant match, you know. Again, Leo being the mouthpiece, more reason to not like him because he's just doing that. Yeah, come on, give it up, Lashley. It's to where you're like, oh God, just shut up. And then, just when that happens, you're like, oh shit, he's doing his job. I'm hating him. Fuck! So yeah, decent match. It was a good opener. It was a very hard opener considering what the opening segment for it was. And match came to an end just as Lashley wound up having Finn up on his shoulder. Looked like he was going to go for the AK. Next, Finn crawled down, did a quick roll up on him. Did like, though, that instead of like on how you see most people who go for the quick roll up, grab a handful of tights, you know, or go and try and push both legs down, he had one hand on his leg and another one on his wrist, which was cool to see, you know. Little details like that. It's the small little things that make the bigger picture, you know. That's what I like. And now, to take a step or two backwards real quick, in regards to Roman, since he relinquished the title, I forgot to mention this right at the end of that. They did announce later on in the show that because Roman having to step down, it is now going to be just Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman at Crown Jewel for the Universal title, for the vacant title. So, in all likelihood, we're more than likely going to see Braun win. That's my prediction for it now. You know, honestly, the way they keep hyping Brock wanting to go and be a two-sport athlete, or a two-champion athlete, I should say, the proper way on it. Honestly, I don't see it. I don't see it going that way. But yeah. Next matchup we got women's action. Sasha Banks, she's got Bayley and Natty in her corner going against Ruby Riott. And they did announce earlier today, at the time of this recording, that they're going to have a 6-women tag match. Sasha, Natty, and Bayley going against the Riott Squad at Evolution, which is on this Sunday. And so, yeah. Nice back and forth at the start, you know. Ruby, she was leading for the most part after the break. Match wound up coming to an end when, just as Sasha was getting ready to hit the backstabber and was getting ready to lock in the bank statement, you know, Ruby wound up getting it off of her. And then, excuse me, Ruby got it off her. Next thing you know, Sasha's outside, and you just see, or not Sasha, Ruby's outside, Liv and Sarah go over. Sasha, yeah, fuck! Long story short, because I'm getting my fucking words all jumbled up, there was a big flim-flam fight. Sasha wound up clearing out. Sasha wound up decking Liv and Sarah Logan. Went to go back into the ring. Next thing you know, Ruby wound up stopping her, and then boom, hit her with the Riott kick, 1, 2, 3. That was it. So more than likely they're going to lose on Sunday. So yeah. Next matchup we got is, God damn it, it's Elias. I say this every fucking week and I feel like a fucking broken record saying this, but I got nothing against the guy on a personal level because he didn't troll people and try and ask them for fucking nasty ass pictures or treat fans like shit like Ryroyd did. You know, he's not a fucking sleazeball like that douche knuckle Enzo or a dickhead like Aries, but just the fucking gimmick. Ugh! I can't fucking get behind it. It's this nasty ass looking hipster. You just want to look, you're like, dude, when's the last time you fucking showered and take like a firefighter hose to him and spray him down and throw some powder on him? You know, like they didn't, you know, like they do in prison. Ugh. But yeah. Elias going against Apollo Crews. Now they did say during this match that Apollo, he is no longer drifted off with Titus Worldwide. He's no longer with him. So, Titus is out Dana Brooke. Titus is now out of Apollo. He lost to Akira Tozawa some time ago. Man, Titus is back to being solo. Which, honestly though, I still think that at some point they really do need to... Titus, man, I could see him big time, main eventer, man. I've said this a million times before. He's got a killer look. He can work the mic. He could sell a fucking T-bone steak to a vegan and make them like it. You know? And not only that, all the fucking charity work and all the promotional work he does. You know? Or not even promotion. All the fucking charity and outreach work he does, man. You put a fucking title on him, and then next thing you know, he goes and does that. The company can go and milk off that saying, hey, we have one of our world champions here is helping with this. You know, I'm just saying, simple mathematics on that. You know, have any idea on how much positive new publicity that would generate? Just, yeah. But yeah, Now back to Elias and Apollo. It's a good match. I forgot on how fucking good Apollo Crews was, because I'm not saying this in a bad way, it's just he was doing so much tag shit for a while, I forgot on how fucking good he was as a singles guy. You know? It's just, God, man, he can fucking work. He can work. He's got a hell of a figure. You know, he's got a good cut on him. He's got a nice fig. You know, he can work. And just, I want to see him starting to go and chase after the Intercontinental title. I want to see him start doing that at some point. Like, maybe within the next 3 months from now. Have him fucking chasing after the IC title. You know, it was a decent match. I liked it. Apollo got a chance to, you know, remind people, such as yours truly, on how good of a fucking power man and lucha guy he is. The match came to an end with Elias hitting a high knee and then the drift away. And after the match, they went to commercial. They came back. Elias went to go and play again. And fucking Baron Corbin came out, cut him off, and then proceeded to go and try and hype up the contract signing between Ronda and Nikki. Nothing big there to report on that. But they fucking had Elias smash a guitar over Corbin and badmouth him, and just they're making him a babyface now, and I have never been so confused. I don't know what to do. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. Just, ugh. So yeah. Next up, we got a women's fatal 4-way. Nia Jax, Amber Moon, Dana Brooke, and Tamina going at it. This match, it really more so it just focused on Nia and Tamina, and they were hyping up the women's battle royal. Best part about the way they were hyping it up was, you know, Michael Cole. Oh yeah, and Alundra Blaze is going to be there. And Corey Graves and Mandy Rose. And then you got Renee Young. And legends like Tori Wilson. And then you got Corey Graves again. And Mandy Rose. Yo, motherfucker. I've never related more to Corey Graves in my life than any time he starts freaking out and ogling over Mandy. I've never related to that man more in my life until then. But yeah. The match itself, they were more so focusing on Nia and Tamina. And it was, you know. But match wound up coming to an end with Amber hitting a total eclipse on Tamina out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah. Yeah, Amber Moon got the win, and honestly, I could see her winning the Battle Royal on Sunday. And, you know, but it could go anyway. Now, before we get into the main event, quick rundown on some of the matches that they were talking about for Evolution. As far as Nikki and Ronda go, obviously my money's on Ronda. If Nikki wins, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see internet wrestling explode, and not in a good way either. No, it's gonna be like the fucking nuclear holocaust, Armageddon, and the fucking sun exploding all at the same time. You know, you'll get that. You're going to have Kairi Sane defending the NXT Women's title against Shayna Baszler. I see Kairi coming out on top on that one. The Women's Battle Royal, honestly, top picks. Amber Moon, Asuka. You know, as far as with Alexa and Mickie James going against Trish and Lita. Smart money's on Trish and Lita, but I don't know, something in my gut's telling me that we may wind up getting an okie doke out of nowhere on them. And as far as that 6-girl tag match, yeah, they were saying smart money would be on Sasha, Bayley, and Natty. And one of the big matches, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, last woman standing. Whew. I gotta go with Becky. You know, the way she's just rolling lately with being fucking such a fucking mean, nasty heel. Not even a bad guy heel, but like a fucking nasty one. You're like, ooh, did she just fucking do that? Damn. That's fucking cold-hearted. Yeah. So, yeah. That was a quick rundown on the card that I can remember off the top of my head. If there were any other matches I forgot, you know, feel free to leave it down below. And after you're done bad-mouthing me, please go fuck yourself. Now, next up, main event of the night. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose going against Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre. Now, do want to note, earlier on in the show, Braun Strowman was cutting a promo on Mein Savior, Paul Heyman, who came out and beautifully addressed the situation with Roman, might I add. And Braun was saying on how at Crown Jewel, Brock is going to get these hands, and just as he was, you know, hyping up the crowd, ah! Boom! McIntyre came out of nowhere, hit him again with a fucking Claymore. So we're starting to transition more so into that with them. And Drew and Ziggler are now done with working with Braun. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Now, obviously, right at the start, Seth and Dean, they led, and you could see the guys were really emotionally troubled. Not that they weren't in it, not that they weren't actually in it, and, you know, didn't feel like they could do it, you know. I don't go to claim that kind of shit, but, you know, you see enough things, you know how to read people, you could tell if somebody's really able to work in it, work through it. They were heartbroken, but they were willing to work it, you know. I don't think this is something that that Roman surprised on literally everyone just right then and there at the beginning of the show, you know. Seth and Dean probably knew a few days in advance, and we're just like, fuck, alright, we're gonna miss you, man. I think that was it. But either way, you know, you could see they were a little heartbroken, a little shook up at the start, but man, they were fucking plowing through them right at the start. Once the break came, once the commercial came, you know, started to get a little more back and forth a little, but oh my God, the atmosphere, the crowd, the atmosphere made this match just so incredible, you know, because the crowd was so emotionally into it, you know. And I don't want to use the example of The Rock and Hulk Hogan being it, you know, for like crowds that were so emotionally hooked into a match, but, you know, they were hooked into it, and I'm not saying it was anywhere on par with that, but it was just, that was the first thing that came to mind, like, these guys are fucking into it just like they were. It's fucking amazing, you know? And like I said, and really great, you know, like the good, really good back and forth match. Now we'll rewind to the end, or not rewind, fuck, fast forward to the end. Match is getting to the end. There's a ref bump that happens. Braun's music hits, and he's just trotting down. Not in a fast way and not in a slow way, but more so like, yeah, see you, yeah, I see you, you motherfucker, I'm gonna get you. You know, and he's got that look, and you see McIntyre's just got that look like, son of a bitch. And, yep, Braun, he comes in, and them two start pounding and clubbing at each other to where they're out of the area. Ziggler, he goes over, grabs the title, he gets ready to go and try and clock Seth with one, which, sidebar, how often do you really see somebody take a title to the face anymore? I mean, even if it's a protected one, like, you know, you go to throw it and you just get like, oh, like their hand is right there. I'm just saying, you know, be kind of cool to see something like that again. But either way, just as Ziggler's about to go and do it, Ambrose takes the title off, snatches the belt off of Ziggler. Seth then winds up, boom, hitting a curb stomp. Dean throws the ref in. 1, 2, 3. The roof explodes. You could hear the screams all the way up to the heavens. The gods rejoice. They've won the tag titles for their brother. You know Roman's watching, he's smiling on his face, and he's so happy. They're both teary-eyed. And then, just like that, it all fades away, because right out of nowhere, Ambrose, boom, hits Seth with a dirty D's, and you just see he's like shook and shaking, like, and he just keeps going on like on how he thought it was funny about with the lunatic time, and just he fucking snapped, and he just beats the shit out of Seth, rips the mat off the ground, hits him with a dirty D's on the concrete, and then just, rips his shirt off, walks away, and you could hear some fans saying, "Why, Dean, why? What the fuck do you think?" And then you hear some fans being like, "No, this turn was coming, this turn was coming." Fucking shut that kid up. But yeah. Now, while this was a go-home show for Evolution, honestly, the news about Roman kind of took that away. So I'm not saying it was a bad thing or a good thing, but, you get news like that, it kind of hits hard. So it's kind of hard to put attention onto something else for it. But fairly decent show. Like I said, it was very emotional all around. So that's it for this week's show, folks. So do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Make sure y'all also look for me on my other account, Tim_Vicious. I use that if I get put in Twitter jail, or if I'm getting ghosted. Also, make sure y'all look for me on my Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on there, make sure you let me know you found me on there from here, or my Twitter at Tim Vish, so I don't think you got your creep John going looking for me. Also, folks, like I always tell y'all, do not forget to follow all of these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killer, my good brother, I am Danny Sunday. DSB_IV, Cranky Grandpa, Dazzy MWP. Big ups to my executive producer, Oliver Ben, Ali Rewind Ben, who gave the music for this week's show. Check it out, it's on iTunes, Spotify, and such details are down below. Also, if you want one of these nice Ali Rewind shirts, hit me up. I'll talk to Ali. Man, I'll set you up good. Folks, like I always tell you, you love me great. You hate me. Fuck you.